I'm Autumn Ivy, and this is SCP-001 from the scp-wiki.wiki.com, starting with Jonathan Ball's proposal. Item number SCP-001, Object Class Keter, Special Containment Procedures. To date, no adequate containment procedure has been developed to deal with the possible threat posed by SCP-001. This is due, in part, to the controversial nature of the item and debates concerning the necessity of its containment. This controversy is reflected in the item's changing object class and the procedures utilized in its containment. The current administration, despite charges of paranoia, has classed the object Keter while requesting permission for a higher object class to be created and applied uniquely to this item, considering it to be the most dangerous of all known or possible items. The reason for this classification and changing attitudes towards SCP-001 are dealt with in the description and notes. At present, SCP-001 is located in a code-locked briefcase made of a high-tensile reinforced polymer. The room and the briefcase are monitored at all times by security cameras. The briefcase cannot be opened without unanimous special clearance from all current O5 officers. The briefcase itself is stored in a small, fully lit, single-room off-site building erected in redacted. Class D personnel are posted to guard the building but may not enter without the aforementioned agreement from the O5 officers, under threat of immediate termination. This off-site building exists for the sole purpose of housing SCP-001 and is wired for detonation in an emergency. It is the opinion of the current administration that SCP-001 represents the greatest threat to national and global security known to exist. Nevertheless, due to special circumstances regarding its mode of function, further research on the item is disallowed, despite its promotion in the past when 001 was contained in minimum security conditions. Description: 001 is a simple sheaf of papers, stapled together in the top left corner. The top sheet is a covering sheet reading simply, "Confidential report on special items, classified." The number of subsequent papers stapled to this covering sheet is indeterminate, and have ranged from 3 to 30. The report is unsigned, and its origins are unknown. The first appearance of this report was on redacted, when it appeared on the desk of redacted deceased. The report at the time described the living room, i.e. SCP-002. Shortly after reading the report with incredulity, was contacted by phone regarding said item. The next time redacted perused SCP-001, it described not the living room, but, quote, biological motherboard, i.e. SCP-003.
Redacted.
Immediately closed SCP-001, thinking it was a different report, and searched for the original report on SCP-002. Not finding it, he again opened SCP-001, and this time it described not 003, but, quote, the 12 rusty keys and the door, i.e. SCP-004. Redacted. Closed the report once more and opened it immediately to read of skeleton key, i.e. SCP-005. It is not known what the next actions of redacted might have been. At varying times following this incident, the aforementioned items were discovered. Insufficient research exists concerning the correlation between SCP-001 and all other known items. However, it has been established that every event regarding the discovery of a new SCP item has followed a report on that same item appearing beneath the cover sheet of 001. The current administration regards this coincidence as proof of causal connection. Additional notes. Whether SCP-001 is to be regarded as an advanced warning system, or whether 001 itself is to be regarded as the creator of the items requiring special containment, remains to be seen. However, the distinction is unimportant in the eyes of the current administration. The fact remains, No new SCP items appear unless SCP-001 is opened and read. It is for this reason that the current administration refuses to repeat the mistakes of the past, mistakes that have resulted in over 1,000 SCP items coming to the knowledge of the SCP unit. Arguments concerning the non-lethality of the SCP-001 itself is theoretically beneficial use as an SCP warning system, or its use as a progenitor of advanced biological and non-biological weapons have not swayed the current administration, nor have arguments criticizing the extreme containment procedures employed in respect to an item that displays no nefarious qualities and is not animate as such. Critics are reminded that these procedures are intended not to contain the team itself, but to isolate it from human interaction, which is to be regarded as the true threat. Although the current administration refuses to remove the object from isolation, barring special authorization as noted above, past administrations have counseled daily with the item, and future administration will no doubt counsel similar behavior. Nevertheless, it is the opinion of the current administration that, barring the destruction of SCP-001, it is to be contained until such a time when responsibility for its containment falls upon future administrations. Dr. Gear's proposal. Item designation number 86243AR-001. Warning. Item displays aggressive and dangerous behavior. Description of item. 6 foot 5 inch tall, 97 pounds. Average. Varies by 5 to 10 pounds, higher or lower. Unknown age. Gray, brown skin. Maybe bruising. Eye, unknown. Color, milky blue. No hair. Emaciated appearance. Bone and muscle structure unlike any recorded species. Legs are long and thin, ending in sharp black points. 3 fingers on each hand, also ending in black points. Legs and arms are twice as long as torso. No reproductive organs, anal orifice, ears, nose, or pores anywhere on body. Head is spherical, very large in proportion to body. Neck appears too thin to support head. Mouth extends halfway around head, no lips. 21 teeth spaced randomly around mouth. Many appear broken, rotten, or chipped. Eye is a large, ball-shaped, milky blue sphere, presumably kept in the head or throat. Appears to, quote, roll into the mouth when mouth is open. Has no pupil or iris. Detail of current containment. Room is lead-lined and kept lit with floodlights. Temperature is kept at 98 degrees with 100% humidity. Room is sealed with a reinforced steel blast door. Outer area patrolled by guards with high-powered strobes. Anybody entering the containment room should carry a strobe and wear welding goggles. Any person attempting to remove the item or enter without authorization is to be shot on sight. Report. Recovered in Guatemala early this week. First reported as a demon seen by several boys on a rural road. Appeared to be sick or injured. Boys reported seeing the creature panting and jerking its leg. Creature then raised its head and exposed its eye. Boys ran home, reporting to local law enforcement. Several reports of horrible roaring or shrieks from locals over several days. 12 people admitted to local hospital with severe radiation poisoning, and 7 reported missing. Recovery team assembled, headed by General Machoy and dispatched from base ADRX-19. Reports to overseers from recovery team after standard containment failure led to additional containment protocol, developed by Dr. Herman Keeter. Dr. Keeter was unfortunately killed in initial testing, after which creature was moved to ADRX-19. Creature appears to be able to create micro-singularities, using them both as a form of teleportation and defense. These singularities disappear several seconds after creation, but emit massive amounts of radiation and cause severe damage to the surrounding area. The, quote, eye appears to control these manifestations, as it has always had the eye exposed when creating a singularity. Omnivorous, it views humans as a food supply. Creature shows signs of extreme fear and sickness in the presence of high heat, humidity, or bright flashing light. Creature appears unable to teleport through lead and cannot form singularities when it is in its, quote, sick state. When, quote, well, it is an extremely fast and cunning being and has killed several recovery agents with both its singularities and claws. Emits occasional shrieking sounds. All attempts to communicate have failed. Addendum. Additional objects reported. Overseers considering conversions of ADRX-19 to a dedicated recovery and containment facility. Reports may need censorship for reasons of security. Dr. Clef's proposal. Item number SCP-001. Object class Euclid Keter. Special containment procedures. Because of the nature of SCP-001, no containment procedures are necessary. 24/7 monitoring of 001 is to take place from a safe, minimum 10 km plus, distance from a predetermined location, Site 0. The location of Site 0 is known only to the current SCP administrator and the single overseer level agent of Abrahamic Faith, 05-14, assigned to monitor 001 from Site 0. Said agent is authorized to take any action necessary should SCP-001 become active, and is required to immediately alert the administrator and all other overseer-level agents should 001 show any change in behavior, as this may constitute the beginning of a Patmos XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Should SCP-001 become active in any way, personnel are required to immediately consult the Patmos series of emergency orders. Decoding algorithms for emergency order Patmos are to be maintained on-site at Site 0 in the possession of the designated observer, and are to be transmitted to SCP Foundation offices only in the event of 001 becoming active. Foundation personnel with vital roles in one or more variants of emergency procedure, Patmos, are to be advised to take the following precautions. To maintain good relations with one or more organized Abrahamic faiths. To maintain, on hand, a supply of the following: holy water, a rosary, crucifix, cross, prayer rug, or other symbols blessed by an Abrahamic cleric of bishop or equivalent higher rank, a copy of Abrahamic scriptures, Torah, Bible, Quran, and standard emergency supplies in mobile form, bug-out bag. In case of a premillennial rapture scenario, all vital personnel are to designate a secondary operative of non-Abrahamic faith. Said secondary operative is to be informed of the location of the primary designate's copy of emergency procedure, Patmos, and memetic kill agent inoculant, and is to be kept on ready status to take over the primary duties as necessary. To maintain familiarity with all other SCPs involved in possible Patmos XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Description: SCP-001 is a humanoid entity, approximately 700 cubits in height, located in an undisclosed location near the intersection of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. The following features are known about the entity: a number of luminous, wing-like appendages emerging from the shoulders, back, temples, ankles, and wrists of the entity. Although an accurate count has never been established, most observers place the number of wings at anywhere from 2 through 108, with the mean number being 4. A weapon, possibly a sword or knife, i.e. SCP-001-2. The weapon appears to emit flames at a temperature rivaling that of the sun, based on the spectrographic analysis, although there appear to be no destructive effects from the intense heat on the surrounding area. Any entity that approaches within 1 kilometer of SCP-001 is immediately struck by the weapon and obliterated from existence. Any and all hostile actions taken towards 001 have resulted in the annihilation of the attacker, regardless of range. See Incident Report RE Indian Ocean Submarine Missile Experiment, December 26, 2004. 001 appears to be standing with its head bowed in a gesture of supplication, with SCP-001-2 held in both hands, pointed down in front of it. Since originally recorded by the founder over data redacted years ago, SCP-001 has not deviated from this stance. Humans are exposed to 001 report hearing a voice in their heads, giving them a directive which the subject reports cannot be disobeyed. The most common directive is forget, which results in the subject walking away from 001 with no memory of ever having encountered it. On rare occasions, however, other directives have been given. The most famous of these is the one given to the founder, prepare, which he has claimed formed the impetus for founding to catalog and contain any and all supernatural and/or paranormal artifacts that represent a serious threat to the current existence of humanity. This is how the organization, now known as the SCP Foundation. Observers have reported that 001 appears to be standing in front of a gate of immense proportions. Long-range photographs have occasionally detected what appears to be a pastoral grove within, containing numerous other entities of the same composition as SCP-001, as well as several fruit trees of unknown composition. Of particular note are 2 fruit trees of immense proportion near what appears to be the center of the grove. One, it is noted, appears to be an ordinary apple tree, although the other bears a fruit unknown on Earth, described as expunged. It is the avowed belief of the founder that the gate which SCP-001 guards may be the gate to expunged, based on correlations with ancient Babylonian texts and the Dead Sea Scrolls, in which case one can deduce that the entity known as SCP-001 may be expunged. Addendum 001-A Experimentation RE-001-2's Effective Kill Range. 1. Experiment A. 1 Class D personnel instructed to approach SCP-001 as closely as possible on foot. Result. Upon making visual contact with SCP-001, subject is ordered to leave. Subject immediately turns away from entity and walks away. Despite repeated orders to continue experimentation, Class D personnel refuses to obey and is terminated. Upon termination of Class D personnel, all research staff involved are immediately obliterated by an unknown force, presumably 001-2. 2. Experiment B. 1 remote-operated research robot guided to approach 001 from the ground. Result. Upon approaching within 1 kilometer of 001, research robot is obliterated, presumably by 001-2. All further attempts at remote reconnaissance have the same result. 3. Experiment C. 100 pre-programmed research drones instructed to approach 001 from multiple angles simultaneously. Result. Coordination is successful, and all 100 drones cross the 1 kilometer mark simultaneously. However, all 100 are simultaneously obliterated by 001-2. Designated observer at Site 0 reports that 001-2 appeared to, quote, strike in all directions at once. 001 did not deviate from its stance while this took place. 4. Experiment D. Wire-guided missile fired from distance of 3 kilometers. Result. 001-2 obliterates weapon upon crossing the 1 kilometer mark, simultaneously obliterating the launch site and killing all personnel. 5. Experiment E. Multi-warhead intercontinental ballistic missile fired from SCP nuclear submarine Nautilus. Result. See Indian Ocean Submarine Missile Experiment, December 26, 2004. 6. Experiment F. SCP-076 and Task Force Omega-7 instructed to approach 001 on foot. Result. SCP-076 refuses to carry out mission, despite not being informed of the mission's nature. Upon being asked why, SCP-076 replies, quote, no. Just no. 7. Experiment G. SCP-073. Due to the results of Experiment F, 073 was not informed of his destination until arriving at Site 0. Result. 073 approached the site on foot. Upon seeing 001, 073 became distressed and asked to abort. 073 was ordered to continue. At that point, the symbol on 073's forehead became... Experiment was terminated due to See Addendum 001-AA. Addendum 001-AA. By the executive order of the Administrator, no further experiments are to be carried out, RE SCP-001. No further SCPs are to be exposed to SCP-001. 001 is not to be used to dispose of dangerous SCPs. Please see revised containment procedures for details. Addendum. On. The following errant transmission was received by Foundation personnel. Initiate emergency Patmos Omega. Attention, all Foundation personnel. The following message was received at approximately this morning from Site-0. SCP-001 has left its location. The gate is open. They are riding forth. Oh God, it's so beautiful. The Lord reigns, the Lord reigns, the Lord reigns forever, the Lord reigns forever, the Lord is reigning forever, the Lord is reigning forever, the Lord reigns forever, the Lord reigns forever, the Lord reigns forever, the Lord is God, the Lord is God, the Lord is He, the Lord is God, the Lord is God, the Lord is God, the Lord is
The hero is Azrael, our God, the Lord is one.
Because of this event's confluence within the breach of SCP-995, the opening of 616, and the activation of 098, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. 076 and 073 are to be secured immediately. All personnel are to unlock and decode Emergency Order Patmos Omega and follow all orders within. Site-19 is to be secured, and all non-essential SCPs and personnel terminated and/or destroyed. Repeat, because of this event's confluence within the recent breach of 995, the opening of 616, and the activation of 098, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. 076 and 073 are to be secured immediately. All personnel are to unlock and decode Emergency Order Patmos Omega and follow all orders within. Site-19 is to be secured, and all non-essential SCPs and personnel terminated and/or destroyed. Repeat, because of this event's confluence with the recent breach of 995, the opening of 616, and the activation of 098, the Foundation is required to immediately begin preparations for an X-class end-of-world scenario. 076 and 073 are to be secured immediately.
Can enable our mighty front.
I am coming, all personnel to unlock and decode. Behold, I stand at the gate, knock at all Indian followers. All of it.
Signal lost.
Upon contacting Site-0, 05-14 responded that no such message had been sent from this location and that SCP-001 remained inert. The transmission was initially determined to be a hoax. However, close examination of the transmission reveals a timestamp dated, redacted, years in the future. It is theorized that
Data expunged.